off as sort of they were at a lot of festivals, like they'd always be, I don't know, sort of in there being a part of it. And they got to a stage where they really blew up and yeah, become sort of one of the best breweries, like in I don't know, in the craft world in Australia. And the last couple of years, especially, they've just like absolutely killed it. Some of their beers have been the best beers I've had here, and yeah, they built this real flash tap room in Glen Iris in the east of Melbourne, and yeah, it's just all went downhill just since the pandemic. They've just really battled, and yeah, they've ended up having to close up, and yeah, it's pretty sad. Like a lot of the craft lovers out there, like me, is sort of like the last few weeks of yeah, just like it's sort of hit a bit of a nerve, and yeah, it's worrying times. Like you sort of hope it's not going to happen with a heap of the other ones out there. So yeah, there's been a lot of tap takeovers in Melbourne this weekend and last weekend and stuff with just all Deeds beers and yeah, like people are trying to get hold of their stuff. It's like really sought after now. So yeah, I don't know. Maybe someone out there might be able to buy them up or keep them going. But yeah, apparently they've been trying to get investors and different owners now for quite a while, and yeah, it's just been really tough for them. So they had to sort of pull the pin. And yeah, so their beers are still available. They're getting rid of whatever they've had in stock, and they've got a lot of barrels apparently, barrels and kegs. So a lot of their kegs are at bars now, and bars are doing tap takeovers and like offering their stuff, doing like a farewell to Deeds and offering them at like cheaper prices. They've still been brewing the last few weeks. So yeah, like this here, for example. So this is a West Coast from them. They always did pretty good West Coast. It's called Prime Directive. Yeah, so you can still get some of their newer beers as well. But yeah, everyone's trying to get like their barrel stuff, like their MP stouts and their barley wines, and like yeah, like they've always been really good with IPAs too. But obviously, you want to drink them fresh. People are trying to get their stuff that they can age and hold on to. So yeah, anyway, this West Coast is 7%, and it has Simcoe, HBC 522, Amarillo, and Columbus. So I reckon it's going to be piney, dank, citrusy, maybe a bit of stone fruit. Let's hope it's nice and bitter. Yeah. No, like it was real sad hearing about Deeds going down. And like, I know over in the UK, there's been a lot of breweries that have had to close up recently. So yeah, it's just a tough time for them. Like the pandemic really hurt a lot of them. Even like the ones that you thought were doing really well, like the hardest thing with Deeds is their brew pub is so flash. They probably just invested so much time and energy and money into it, and yeah, it's just made them come unstuck. Because yeah, a lot of these breweries that are still going all right, they're sort of still in their existing location, or they've like gone more food based or whatever. And yeah, I don't know. So let's see how we go. Will this be the last beer from them I drink? Hopefully not. So yeah, let's just check who's in the chat. Cheers, Tater. Good to see you, mate. Cheers, Adam. How are you, brother? Yeah, is that Top Rope? I read about Top Rope. I reckon I remember them being the ones that had all like the wrestling theme stuff. Yeah, that sucks, man. Like that's what gets me with Deeds. Like honestly, dude, in the last probably 5 years of craft beer in Australia, these guys would have been probably top five. And it's just like when I heard about it, I'm like, because there's a few breweries that have gone into that, like, liquidation phase, but it's like a tax thing since the pandemic, and a lot of them have gone down that road, but they're fine now. But when Deeds said it, like, back in the day, I sort of thought, "Oh, yeah, they'll be fine, they're killing it." But, yeah, they were the first one to sort of go, and I was like, "Shit." Cheers, brother. Long time no see. So, yeah, one thing, so one of my favorite brewers, as in, like head brewers, dudes, he worked at Hawker's. He's originally from America. I think he's, like, probably, like, Midwest somewhere. I'm not too sure where he's from originally, but, yeah, he come over to Australia. I'm pretty sure he was at Hawker's first, and they're Melbourne based. He was there for a while, and the Hawkers were, like, right up there, one of the best breweries in Australia. Then he went to Deeds, and he pretty much turned them around and turned them into, like, a top brewery. And then Fox Friday, a Tasmanian brewery, they were already sort of on the up, and he went from Deeds to them, and now they're even, like, further. Like, they're at the moment they'd be top five. So it's like his name's Justin, and, like, yeah, I feel like wherever he goes, it's like, yeah, he's sort of got, like, the Midas touch sort of thing. Like, wherever he goes, you like they're always successful. So, yeah, sort of you wonder if, like, he could see it coming, or, like, yeah, just something's happened behind the scenes. Like, I honestly just feel like because their tap room is so flash, and they had to really fight local council to get it set up and that as well, because it was, like, sort of a dry area, like an area of Melbourne where there's not really many sort of entertainment venues and stuff. And, yeah, they probably got pushed back a long time, and, yeah, like, you can just tell there's just so much money invested in it. Like, it's real flash. It looks like something out of, like, James Bond. So, yeah, I feel like that's probably the thing that's made them come unstuck. Because, yeah, their beers have always been, like, awesome and, like, selling all the time, like, and they pump out, like, big volumes. But anyway, let's pour the beer and see how it goes. We just sort of, we hope that other breweries out there that are struggling can sort of turn it around, because it's sad, like, yeah. As someone that's very passionate about the craft industry, I don't want it to happen to, like, other favorite breweries. So, yeah, I've got the hashtag proper glassware. And, like, I've even got, like, I've got friends that work for them, like, and now they're looking for other jobs. Like, it sucks. And, like, to be honest, I've always wanted to work in beer. I feel like I'd be good at it. I should be doing it. It's a passion, but, like, it always scares me because I know that this sort of stuff, like, happens regularly. And, like, I'm in a field where, like, I'm pretty secure, and I don't have to worry about that stuff. Like, during the pandemic, I had so many mates that, like, lost work because, yeah, they're in beer and stuff. So beer and hospitality and that really struggled. So, yeah, bright orange in colour, and part of my voice too. I sound really sick. I have been sick. I'm actually feeling pretty well now. It's just my voice is pretty fucked. So, yeah, bright orange, about 1 to 2 finger head. Looks like it's probably medium body. Carbonation's pretty active. Looks pretty good. It's got that, like, caramel toffee sort of look to it, which is I always like in a Westie. So let's go and smell, and hopefully I can smell, because, yeah, I've lost the old scent the last few days. I think I've got it back, boys and girls. So, yeah, I'm getting apricot, grapefruit, and orange. Definitely got that like marmalade vibe. Not really getting any pine or resin or anything like that. It's just sort of citrus and stone fruit. Smells good though. I'm going in. I better check some more comments too. So yeah, hopefully everyone's well, we can't really say having a good weekend because it hasn't started yet. It has for me, but not for you guys. Having a good week, shall I say. Oh, cool. Cheers, Josh. Yeah, it sort of seems that way, brother. I don't think it is. I think it's still fairly strong. It's just quite saturated. It's almost like there's going to be a lot that fold for others to sort of keep going. Cheers, Angie. Yeah, exactly. See, I know that there'd be particular areas I feel like I'd be really happy, but one, the money's pretty shit. Like you got to really have a decent job to earn some good money in that field, and yeah, just the job security is just not there. I mean, I feel like the job I'm in now, I could always go back to, like, which is sort of handy. But yeah, like if I work in beer, I want to live like close to Melbourne, like so it'd be like I'd have to move, sort of thing. Yeah, as in me. No, to be honest, I'm not sure. Like I just felt like I just had a bit of a cold. Like I've been going too hard. Like I've done a few trips to the city while I've been working overnight, like either side of working overnight and that, and I just got real run down. I'm getting too old. I can't handle it. I'm one of those people though. Like I know it's stupid, but like I rarely go to like doctors and stuff like that. But I never got to a stage where I felt like violently ill or anything like that. It just felt like real run down. Yeah, I'm sort of keen for a heap of beers. So like it's one of those nights where I'm sort of hoping there's some people about, and like I might even go live, like a hangout sort of thing. Yeah. Cheers, Henry. Loving the tunes you've been putting up, dude, for people to download, like free of copyright sort of stuff. It's cool. Boozy boy. How are you, Tanner? Yeah, that'd be interesting, mate. When it comes to that sort of stuff, yeah, it's hard to get it spot on, especially too when you're just sort of starting out. Yeah, well, one thing I did, I pulled an all-nighter before I did overnight shift for the week, And, it was really cold, and, like, I remember just being in the city, like, in the middle of the night, and I was like, "What am I doing? Like, this is ridiculous." And then, yeah, like, I went to work for the week and, like, just was working overnight. That's tough enough as it is just doing that, but, yeah, doing it after pulling an all-nighter in the city beforehand, like, and then I went and did it all again afterwards, and, yeah, I come home and just felt real shit. I'm not a teenager anymore, but I feel like in my head, I feel like I am. Cheers, Drewy. Stella Unfiltered. Oh, yeah. So, yeah, taste on this. It's definitely got a big caramel backbone, like your old school Westie, and it's, sort of, like, sweet and sticky. I'm definitely getting, like, pine and grassiness on the taste. I wasn't getting it on the nose. But, yeah, you're getting, like, pithy grapefruit, a bit of orange peel, definitely apricot. I feel like that's sort of the prominent, like, fruit flavour. The bitterness is there, but it's not, like, real in your face. There's definitely a bit of dankness as well, like, it's sort of musty. I really hope it's not the last beer I have from 'em. Like, if I wasn't so run down, I would've went down to Melbourne again this weekend just to go to one of their tap takeovers. I seen one of them, right? It was a triple IPA, like triple West Coast IPA. Normally, if you bought a pint of that, it would have been like fucking high teens, like expensive as fuck. And they were selling pints of it for $8. I'm like, fuck, like that would have been awesome. Imagine just having like four of them in a night. $32 and you'd be absolutely slammed. And they had like imperial stouts, like there was one I seen with like banana and cinnamon, and then there was like some barrel aged stuff, and there was barley wines. Like Josh, there was even a wheat wine. If you're still there, brother. Like they just really they've obviously just like everything in the warehouse, everything in like cellars, like they've just went here, just everyone take it. Like they've just sold so much, and people are chasing their shit. It's like the amount of money they've probably, I mean, they're probably selling it for cheaper, but a lot of they would have made a lot of revenue in the last couple of weeks. It's like, imagine if all of a sudden they go, "Oh, yous have helped us out so much, we're not gonna close." Cheers. I'm hungry now thinking about sandwiches. Henry doesn't wanna eat the crust because 'cause he'll get curly hair. Yeah, that's the thing, dude. It's like that if that's the case, it's sort of like I have to go to sleep and then wake up and drink. But I don't know. That's where it's shit. I wish I could just keep going, but it's sort of a shit time for everyone else. Fucking time difference does my head in. Like, I just wish that I could come home from work on an Arvo shift and do like what I'm doing now, a beer review or two, and then go live, and like that's a suitable time for everyone else, but it's like too early for everyone. And then in Australia, it's too late for everyone. It's just shit. I'm just sort of sick of getting up and drinking early in the morning. Then by like lunchtime, you sort of end up crashing, and then you like waste your whole Saturday. I mean, I want to just chill at home this weekend anyway because I've like been out and about so much lately, but I just don't want to be sleeping on a Saturday afternoon. I haven't had a Stella for so long. I remember reading the top selling 10 beers in the world right now, and I remember Stella was up there. Actually, it might have been in the US. The top 10 beers currently in the US. And Stella was like number 6 or something. I was like, oh, it sort of surprised me a bit. I reckon anyone else reckons StreamYard's been a bit like dodgy lately. Like it's like sort of a bit twitchy and delayed and sort of yeah, there's been a few sort of glitches, I reckon, of late. What's this? There's so many things you can use egg for. It's very versatile. Curly Whirly. I believe Cadbury has a Curly Whirly, doesn't it? It's like is it like nougat or toffee or something? It's like a real weird shape and then it's covered in chocolate. You're normally got a beanie on, don't you, bro? Yeah, it's normally the case. Yeah, I feel like if you weren't drinking, I mean, if you weren't taking it easy on the beer, Luke, you probably would have cracked one now. You seemed like you were pretty keen. Had a bit of a tough week. And yeah, condolences too, dude, about the family member. Sorry to hear. Hmm. But yeah, I'm really, really, really hoping that I can get hold of some of their dark stuff. And what I'll do is like I'll probably like just sell it and then yeah, be unreal. Like say, imagine in 5 years' time pulling out a barley wine and going, "Oh, I remember how awesome Deeds were and how shit that was that they collapsed," and get some real big barrel age number. But yeah, like James is in Jimmy from Rampant Line. He sort of he knows what Deeds are like, and he's even hit me up today saying, "Oh, try and get me some of their stuff." So even if I can get some, I'll just sell it and share it with him because yeah, we're bound to catch up at some stage. But yeah, even like John from Lords, like he's had Deeds stuff. So I remember when they first announced what was happening, I sent him a message on Insta. I'm like, oh, John, Deeds are going like, cause yeah, he'd always talk about how good they were because one of the Aussie fellas used to send him different beers from Australia, and quite often they'd send Deeds just because they were local to him, and John was always like real impressed with some of their like stouts and stuff. It was just cool seeing like someone drinking Deeds in the UK. But yeah, this Westie's pretty solid. I just wish I had a few more beers from them, like different styles. I will be on the look, like, because yeah, I've definitely noticed them popping up in a lot of online stores and stuff. So I'm really hoping I can get some more. I mean, they even had it's like a barrel aged pilsner. I'm like, that sounds awesome. They had a one thing that was cool. It was some sort of stout, and they'd called it Supermassive Black Hole. It was in the Muse song. I'm like, that's cool. And they had like real cool can artwork. But yeah, I'm not sure who like the brewers are there these days. Like, because yeah, as I said, Justin was always like the head brewer there before he went to Fox Friday. I've got a feeling it was like I reckon it might have been another American or a Canadian or something. And yeah, there was a female that was like I think she was like the assistant head brewer. She was always pretty funny in their like promo videos and stuff. Yeah, yeah, you should see my fridge, dude. Because like May, like pretty much May in Australia or in Melbourne is like the awesome like month for beer because you've got Good Beer Week, Gabs Festival, which is the two biggest sort of beer weeks in Melbourne, and we get a lot of the American and UK imports in May as well for some reason. Like it all just sort of correlates like together. And yeah, so my fridge is absolutely stacked, and I've like got some good hype in there and that. And because I've been away as well, so I haven't been at home sort of drinking the stuff in the fridge. So it's just getting like more and more. And it was that bad. I did a grocery shop and I've got like this tiny little area in the fridge up the top for food. And then the rest of the fridge is just beer. Yeah. I always wondered like how he went about it and also how much it cost. I know that like, I don't know Travis. I just sort of know, like, I heard of him through like John and Mark and that. It sort of he sounds like the sort of person I need to sort of know just to be able to chat to because he's obviously into beer. He lives in Melbourne. I know he lives on the other side of Melbourne. I'm pretty sure he was over like Pakenham way. But yeah, I'd just love to talk to him about how he actually like sent it over to them and how much it cost and that. Because like I've always wanted to send people beers or people send me beers, and I just don't know how to go about it. But he's been doing it for like years with Simon, so obviously there's a way. And I'm pretty sure he worked in construction or something. He wasn't like working for a company that dealt with like yeah shipping or anything like that. Yeah, yeah, boy. Cheers, Bulk. Good to see you, brother. Yeah, that Scotland trip would have been unreal. So that's definitely bucket list for me to yeah, visit that island and drink all the peated whiskies. I love that stuff. I went to a whiskey bar in Melbourne when I had that big bender the last time, and they had I had a Danish pairing. It was like a Danish sour brewery that's like it's the wife of it's one of the big breweries in Denmark. I can't think of the name of them, but the wife is Australian, and she's always been like fascinated with wine and beer and like sour beers and stuff. So she's actually got her own separate brewery. Like the guy's obviously part of it, but they've got their own separate brewery to the main brewery. And yeah, I was able to get one of their beers in Melbourne, which was pretty cool. Like, and they paired it with a Danish whiskey, and yeah, it was a really good combination. Yeah. I've got a photo of my fridge at the moment. I'll have to send it to a few people. Yeah, that's where it sucks. It's like when someone else is telling you not too much. Luckily, I don't have that. Pardon me. Yeah. No, with me, like, I'm not one of those people that can, like, get a stout straight out of the cellar and start tucking in. It, like, needs to go in the fridge just for a little bit of time just to get a bit of, like, chill to it. And then, like, I love to drink them and let them warm and the flavors develop, but I just can't go, like, room temperature straight away. Like, it has for some reason, I just have to have it from a fridge first and, like, let it, like, warm up. I think, like, probably a lot of people are probably like that. Oh, gee. Sorry, Vanessa. How you going, mate? Good to see you. We were just talking about, yeah, one of the really good craft breweries here in Melbourne's, like, just collapsed, and, yeah, it was, like, unexpected. Like, they've been killing it for the last sort of 5 years or so, maybe 10 years. They built this really flash brew pub. It's like looks like something out of sort of James Bond, but, like, yeah, their beers have always been phenomenal and really good reputation, a lot of support, and I think just the pandemic and building this real flash brew pub, I think, it's just killed them. Like, it's real sad. So yeah, the beer I'm on now is like one of their last beers they've brewed. It's like West Coast IPA. Get it into you, Henry. You only live once, brother. Sipping slightly. But yeah, even the can artwork on this is just so different to all their other beers. Like, it's yeah, it's weird. But yeah, I remember, like, I first went to the tap room when they, like, first, that's so hard to see with that light. Yeah, and this glass just caught my eye. It had a stout poured in it. I'm like, oh, I've got to buy one of those glasses. They're sick as. So when you got a nice, like, big dark imperial stout poured in this glass with the white sort of, like, yeah, whatever that design is and the logo, it looks so cool. So yeah, apparently they've got a heap of barrels, like some really good stuff there, and they've had a lot of bars, a lot of sort of businesses trying to get hold of their stuff. Like, so hopefully, like, they sort of, like, I don't know, maybe auction them off just to people to compete to drive the prices up a bit. I know that, like, my favourite bar, Carwin Cellars, it's in the north of Melbourne, they've been, like, trying to get hold of a lot of their barrels because, yeah, it's their stuff's gonna be phenomenal, like, their barrel stuff, it always has been awesome. What's that referring to, dude? Oh, no, sorry, yeah, oh, it's spelled Penyllan or something, Penilen, yeah, they're Danish, and Peter from the Master of Hoppets is, like, had them on his channel and drank a fair bit of their stuff. I'm trying to think of the brewery who it might be Brewski. It's one of the big Danish brewers, like, the husband's the owner and head brewer, and, like, the wife and him have started this, like, side project sort of thing. But, yeah, it's spelt like Penyllan or something like that. Apparently, it was the name of the property that I think it was the name of the property that their family owned back home in Western Australia. But, yeah, their stuff's awesome, like, really good wild ale. The one I had was, like, cherry based, I think. Maybe cherry and raspberry or something like that. Yes. Luke's onto it. That was the whiskey I had, yep. Cheers, Dorito. How are you, brother? Yeah, so this brewery just closed up this week. It's gonna be, like, really interesting to see what happens with the actual facility. Cause yeah, it's so flash. Like, you walk in there, just like you've seen the picture on the thumbnail. It's got all this, like, circular lighting. It's all sort of, like, dim and dark. Then you've got all this circular lighting all around the edge and, like, all, like, real nice, like, wooden furniture, and the bar's, like, immaculate. It just, like, it's real modernistic and, yeah, like, I don't know, it's in such a weird area too. I just really hope that, like, I don't know, some investors just come in and go, "Look, we're gonna ta" even if they take over it and, like, start a new business, like a new brewery. I just don't want, like, fucking AB InBev or one of those big conglomerate fucking beer companies to have any part of it. That'd suck. Oh, yeah, cool. You got some barrel-aged stuff, Vanessa? It's always good to have some, like, bourbon barrel stuff or rum. Actually, I had a speaking of rum barrel, last weekend, I've probably had at least, I reckon I'd be nearly 11,000 unique beers these days. I had a rum barrel-aged coconut impy stout by a Swedish brewery last weekend, and I gave it 5 out of 5. And I've only ever given 5 to probably maybe 20 different beers out of like 11,000. So yeah, rum barrel with toasted coconut. It was phenomenal. Just real thick and oily and like desserty and what dreams are made of. Yeah, like who's like a big name brewery, like craft brewery where you are, Dorito? Like I don't know, I'm trying to think like Modern Times, Bottle Logic, one of those types. It'd be like it's sort of the equivalent of one of them just all of a sudden going bust. Yeah, like these guys were fucking massive in Australia. It was a real shock. Henry's picking boogers. Cheers. Yeah. I don't know, that's just all I can sort of put it down to. Just their tap rooms are so flash and yeah, like the whole hold up with council approval. I know that that took like about a year or two longer. So like, yeah, just having to wait where you could have been earning all this money and getting the building like set up quicker, and then you fucking start it up, and then the pandemic hits. Like yeah, it sucks. Because yeah, I definitely like from all my mates that are like craft beer drinkers and that, everyone fucking was always buying deed stuff. They certainly weren't struggling with. I mean, maybe they pumped out heaps of volume and like you sort of seen a lot of people buying them, but maybe they needed to sell more. I don't know, but one thing also that's fucked with Australian beer is the tax. We've got like the third highest alcohol tax in the world. So that fucks with a lot of small businesses. I'm reading them now, Dorito. It's like Joey last night. I fucking was doing a beer review, and then Joey was just talking about random shit to do with Australia, and then I just got sidetracked, and then I'm just like, fuck it, I don't even care anymore. At the end of the day, it's just about the interaction, fucking banter, and talking shit with people. Industrial chic, you know it. Now that's good that you knew that Danish whiskey I was referring to, dude. It paired really well with that fucking sour beer. It was awesome. Boilermaker, as they call But yeah, I don't know what the actual whiskey was called. I just know that the wild ale I had was called Genevieve. I think most of them have sort of like, or most of their range, they're like sort of female names. Yeah. So yeah, I might drink the rest of this, give my final thoughts, and then yeah. Shut her off and maybe go live, like hangout style. The bitterness has definitely sort of got a bit more harsh as I've drank a little more of it and it's warmed. But yeah, it's like solid offering, caramel toffee, like bready backbone. Yeah, pithy grapefruit. It's got that sort of orange peel. Apricot's massive. Yeah, piney boy. A little bit dank. Score wise, I'd probably go, not that it matters because they're gone. um, yeah, I'd probably say it'd be about a 4.3 out of 5. Like it's a tasty Westie. Let's hope this glass gets used again. So yeah, I'm hoping to get some of their dark stuff. Really holding on to hope. As I said, it's like massively sought after now. Everyone's like trying to get their shit. Like I might try and get to an event if they have some, like maybe next week or whatever. But yeah, obviously they're shut down now, so we'll see what happens, see what progresses from there. Um, yeah, I'm going to shut it off. But yeah, if anyone's around, I might even do a hangout sort of thing after this. Just crack some random beers, shoot the shit. No sort of topic or anything, just hanging out. So thanks everyone for chiming in, and we'll see you shortly.